Before going to pharmacology of CNS, first we try to understand the basic idea about what are the problem in CNS, what happens with different neurotransmitters in different category of the disease. For example, in case of the first an anxiety, the person feeling anxious, the anxious person, the anxiety is very similar to like if someone having fear. The fear in psychiatry have a different terminology. We use phobia word. In psychiatry, for fear we use phobia. And anxiety a bit different. For phobia patient, if patient have any like bad dreams, terror, so we can treat the patient with like psychotherapy, just talking with the patient, just making the patient make believe if there's nothing, no need to having fear from that thing like this. Okay, what is anxious person worries? It's better to describe in the form of worries. Have different worries. For example, you feeling stress before exam. That is not an anxiety. An anxiety is not just for short duration. Okay, an anxiety if the person like 1 month, 2 months always anxious about family member, having an anxiety about the economy status like this. An anxiety, the patient feeling stress for 1 month or 2 months. Okay, so it's an anxiety. In anxiety, what happened? The person not able to frontal lobe doing what? Frontal lobe not just for memory. Memory is a part of frontal lobe, okay, but also thinking and planning, okay, thinking and planning, and also judgment. So thinking, planning, these things. The anxious person can think well. Anxious person can plan well anything? Of course not. Yeah, that's an anxiety. Person like is lost his power for thinking. Just anxious. Oh, what to do? Every time worry like this. Yeah, that's an anxiety. In an anxiety, excessive stimulation. Okay, inside the frontal lobe. Understand? Excessive stimulation inside the frontal lobe. And what the principle of therapy? What you can do for this patient? You need to block this excitation. If you want to treat an anxiety, if you want to treat an anxiety, you need to block stimulation. Clear? You need to block stimulation. How you can block stimulation? Use neurotransmitter GABA. Wait a moment. हेलो. हाँ, मैंने कहा वो कब बात होगी है.
Lu nggak mau pakai skincare yang malam kalau
mau lupa tapi nggak bawa kapasnya di bawah.
Aku nggak mau
Skincare
open cam
malam.
Kasa.
muka aku
Mati
sudah
lampu
mulus.
Ready. Diam-diam baik.
Aju, kamu nggak mau open cam Aju?
Aju malu, dia terlalu bersemangat belajar tuh.
Nggak pakai baju aku.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just listening.
Yeah, we are talking with.
It's a GABA neurotransmitter, yeah. So if you stimulate this GABA, what happen? Coloride enter to cell, yeah. This you know, GABA related with coloride, okay. So if you put coloride into the cell, GABA enter the cell, what happen with cell? It's your basic physiology. Hyperpolarization, yeah. So it's mean hyperpolarization mean inactive neuron, inactive cell, yeah. So if you have very high excitation here, if you stimulate GABA here, if you stimulate GABA here, so what happens? Stimulation will decrease. Understand? So now you understand the concept about the, if I am using drug, I am using drug for an anxiety. How they work? They are GABA agonist, okay? So they stimulate GABA, understand? They stimulate GABA. So GABAergic, they help the GABA to block this excitation. Clear? So GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, this you know. The most common inhibitory neurotransmitter in CNS, GABA. Most common inhibitory neurotransmitter in spinal cord, glycine. Okay, these two neurotransmitter inhibitory. In brain, inside brain GABA, inside spinal cord glycine. Okay. Glycine is an amino acid, but also act like neurotransmitter. Okay, this all about an anxiety. So anti-anxiolytic, 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 anti-anxiety drug. Anxio also can call it simple name, anxiolytic. Lytic mean it's against something, okay, to break that thing. Anxiolytic. Anxiolytic or anti-anxiety drug. These drugs, how they work? They stimulate GABA. Understand? So if you stimulate GABA, your brain activity also stop and you undergo sleep. Oh, these drugs also help for sleep. Also help for sleep. Okay. These drugs also known as hypnotics. Control your brain. Hypnotics. Sedative. These are sedative drugs. Okay. These drugs also used for insomnia. Later I will explain this group just to try to understand what's an anxiety and how it happens and how we can control it. Okay. So GABA neuron. But the psychosis. In psychosis, the limbic system. You remember hippocampus and temporal lobe. The structure hippocampus. Yeah. In this temporal lobe structure, hippocampus is a big headquarter of limbic system. There are two big part of limbic system, one hypothalamus and one hippocampus. Limbic system, big part. There are many nuclei make the limbic system, but two main part, hippocampus. Hippocampus. And in diencephalon, downside the brain here we having hypothalamus, okay? Diencephalon part. Just above and anterior to thalamus we having hypothalamus. So these two parts, they're responsible for what? Limbic system. Okay. So in this patient, the psychosis patient, the patient behavior altered. The problem with behavior, problem with thoughts, extraordinary thoughts, like this. Okay, the problem with behavior, and later change to also emotional disturbance in this patient. In psychiatry, in psychosis, what happened? High level of dopamine in limbic system. The problem here, high level of dopamine and low level of serotonin, 5-HT low. Okay. The disturbance between, in psychosis, what happened? In psychosis, the problem of dopamine and serotonin, 5-HT. 5-HT, clear? So what happened with dopamine? Dopamine high and serotonin low. Understand? So this is all about psychosis. So how antipsychotic working? If If you want to treat psychosis, antipsychosis, the psychosis will divide to acute and chronic phase. Acute psychosis and chronic psychosis. Okay. Acute psychosis due to high dopamine, chronic psychosis due to low 5-HT. Clear? Chronic psychosis. So if you want to treat the disease within 6 months, the patient have disease till 6 months, that's acute disease. If patient having disease till after 6 months, that's a chronic psychosis. Okay. For chronic psychosis though, so we're using antipsychotic drug. The antipsychotic drug, they're working on what? They're working. How they work? They are anti-dopamine. Okay. Understand? They are anti-dopamine. So what the problem in psychosis? Very high dopamine. So what if you want to treat this patient, you need here to block dopamine. Anti-dopamine or antipsychotic. Understand? Anti-dopamine or antipsychotic. In psychosis, the big problem is this one. Okay, high dopamine. It's a little when chronicity, then serotonin problem also there. Okay, so antipsychotics are two groups. Number one, typical antipsychotics. Number two, atypical. Atypical have concern with 5-HT, and typical they're related with dopamine. Okay, understand? Typical are related with dopamine. So typical we use for acute psychosis, and atypical we use for chronic patient. Okay, chronic psychosis. Understand? The concept about psychosis clear? So what the problem in brain? High dopamine and low serotonin. Okay. When disease starts, the disease in acute phase, like the person 1 month, 2 month having psychosis, where till 6 months having psychosis, that's the acute problem. That's acute psychosis. Acute psychosis, the problem inside the brain, high dopamine in limbic system. So what are the part of limbic system? Two big part. One hypothalamus, one hippocampus. So in these two area, the patient having like high dopamine stimulation. If you want to treat this patient, you need to block dopamine. Understand? You need to stop dopamine action inside the limbic system. Understand? Clear or not? Okay. So if patient not get treatment on time, now patient the psychosis change to chronicity, chronic phase, the more disturbance with serotonin, then you prefer drug atypical antipsychotic. Atypical antipsychotic for chronic psychosis, typical. I am making a general concept. Okay. Later I will explain in detail. Atypical antipsychotic for chronic psychosis, typical antipsychotic for acute psychosis. Picture number 3, epilepsy. But the problem in this epilepsy, strong electrical stimulation. Electrical stimulation all over cortex. That's the problem. Okay. So too much electricity. Here, very high electricity here. This is the cortex part. Understand? So cortex part, very high electrical activity. For this purpose, so if you want to treat this, you need sodium blocker. Many anti-epileptic are sodium blocker. You need some drugs working with the help of calcium blocker, some calcium block, also calcium channel blocker. And some drugs they also using GABA drug who also can apply in epilepsy. Okay, they also working on GABA. So these sodium blocker, anti-epileptic, there are many groups in anti-epileptics. Mostly they are sodium blockers. Okay, they're working like this. If you block the sodium, depolarization of neuron depend upon sodium because of RMP minus 90. You know, cell have minus 90 RMP, then sodium depolarization. If cell have minus 60 RMP, then calcium depolarization. Yeah, calcium need for depolarization like this. So if you block the sodium in neuron, no more electrical activity. Yeah, no more electrical activity. The anti-epileptic drugs, how they working? They work by blocking sodium and calcium and GABA. sodium channel, blocking calcium channel, and stimulate GABA. And we need to stimulate GABA because GABA is inhibitory. Yeah? If you want to stop too much electrical excitation in cortex, you need to stop that electrical excitation. You can stimulate GABA also. Okay, understand? The treatment according epilepsy, according to type of epilepsy. Okay, the epilepsy having 5 types here. Okay? Later we discuss in epilepsy. These 3 picture done. Okay, now move on. Next, number 4. It's a brainstem. Everyone know about reticular formation in brainstem? Mixture of gray matter and white matter inside the brainstem, 3 column there. Okay, reticular formation. This is a brainstem. From the brainstem, the connection going to thalamus first. If you remember the structure of thalamus, you know Y-shaped lamella inside. Y-shaped lamella inside. Inside lamella, we have a nuclei here, intralaminar nuclei. Yeah, intralaminar nuclei. From this intralaminar nuclei, connection going outward to cortex. Yeah. So electrical activity from this reticular formation. From reticular formation, neuron connected to thalamus, intralaminar nuclei. From intralaminar nuclei, this neuron going to excite cortex. Then your cortex is working. For proper working of cortex, we need excitation from this. Okay. So what happened inside this reticular formation, inside this brainstem, in reticular formation, we having excitatory neurotransmitter norepinephrine. Excitatory neurotransmitter 5-HT. 5-HT also excitatory sometimes inhibitory. It depends upon what type of receptor you use. If you're using 5-HT2 receptor, that's inhibitory. If you're using 5-HT1 receptor, that's excitatory. Okay. 2 receptor for all neurotransmitter mostly inhibitory. Okay. Dopamine 2 receptor inhibitory, histamine 2 receptor inhibitory, like this. Okay. Antimuscular cholinergic system M2 receptor inhibitory, alpha 2 receptor inhibitory, all 2 receptor are inhibitory. Okay. Norepinephrine and serotonin level decrease in brainstem. Inside the brainstem, these are excitatory neurotransmitters. Excitatory neurotransmitter inside brainstem. Okay, here problem here inside brainstem. So how you can treat this? Depression. This thing is your depression. That's a depression. So antidepressant, how they working? How antidepressant are working? Antidepressant try to increase norepinephrine, try to increase the serotonin. Yeah, this will done in that neurotransmitter diagram, the how norepinephrine produced. Yeah, so many group of antidepressant they increase the norepinephrine and serotonin level inside the brainstem. Clear? Inside the brainstem, some are directly stimulating norepinephrine, some are reuptake. Mostly reuptake inhibitor we use. Okay, S R I S N R I T C A cyclic antidepressant. So these 3 groups, main group for depression. Also we use monoamine oxidase inhibitor, category A enzyme. Yeah, also used for depression. So all these drugs they enter the brainstem and increase norepinephrine and serotonin. Okay. So it's for treatment. How antidepressants are working? Antidepressant increase norepinephrine and increase 5-HT. Okay. Try to remember these things. They're very basic thing, and then you easily can understand what are the side effects. You easily can understand according to neurotransmitter. Okay. So they increase norepinephrine and 5-HT inside the brain. This 4th picture done. Okay. Next thing. Number 5. Inside the brainstem, we having basal. Inside the cortex, deep in cortex, we having basal ganglion. Yeah, the basal ganglion, the name caudate putamen, globus pallidus. One internus, one externus. So it's all about the basal ganglion. The basal ganglion, they receive connection from midbrain. The midbrain anterior part having substantia nigra. The connection of neuron from substantia nigra going to basal ganglia. So the substantia nigra inside the midbrain, pathology inside the midbrain. Okay, so substantia nigra give you what? Dopamine. Clear? Give you what? Dopamine. This dopamine going in basal ganglia. Understand? So inside the basal ganglia, the balance between dopamine and acetylcholine. Understand? Inside the basal ganglia, the balance between dopamine and acetylcholine. So what happens if this dopamine decrease? The problem with the substantia nigra here, yeah? This neuron damage. If this neuron damage, so this dopamine is not going to basal ganglia. So dopamine down, dopamine low, yeah? And acetylcholine, of course, dominant because there's a balance. Acetylcholine, there's balance between acetylcholine and dopamine. One side dopamine, another side acetylcholine. Now what happened? Dopamine side more lighter, oh acetylcholine more heavy. This means balance disturbed, yeah? Balance shifting toward acetylcholine. Acetylcholine high, dopamine is low. So how you treat the disease? It's your Parkinson disease. It's your Parkinson. It's your Parkinson disease. So in Parkinson disease, what drug you need? In Parkinson disease, we need what? We need increase. We need to increase dopamine. Okay. It's a principle of therapy. Must increase dopamine in basal ganglia. Understand? Another option, if you remember benzotropine, trihexyphenidyl, benzotropine, antimuscarinic, remember? M4, M5 receptor. Benzotropine, trihexyphenidyl, antimuscarinic drug. Atropine family, same group. Okay, scopolamine, benzotropine, atropine. So these drugs, they decrease acetylcholine. Understand? You must increase dopamine and decrease acetylcholine. There are two principles of therapy. Clear? You increase dopamine in brain and decrease acetylcholine in brain. Antimuscarinic drug used for Parkinson disease, decrease acetylcholine. That's name benzotropine. This is already done. Antimuscarinic system, benzotropine, trihexyphenidyl, benzotropine. Okay. So these drugs, they increase dopamine. Oh, what the side effect of anti-Parkinsonism drug? Focus here. What was happening in psychosis? Go back. In psychosis, dopamine, the main problem, dopamine increase in limbic system. Yeah. So when you're using drug for psychosis, oh, these are anti-dopamine drugs. How about Parkinson disease drug? Parkinson disease drug, these drugs, they increasing dopamine. So if they increase dopamine in limbic system, what's the main side effect of Parkinson disease drug? Psychosis is the biggest side effect. Understand? Anti-Parkinsonism drug and antipsychotic drug are contraindicated for each other. If, for example, if patient having psychosis also have some issue of Parkinson disease, clear? Antipsychotics are contraindicated in Parkinson disease patients, and anti-Parkinsonism drugs are contraindicated in psych because these are opposite things. One group, Parkinson disease drug increase dopamine inside the brain. And how about antipsychotic drug? They're working against dopamine. Understand? They're working. How about the side effect of antipsychotic? Antipsychotics drug, they produce side effect Parkinsonism. Understand? They're producing Parkinsonism because they block They block dopamine. Understand? They block dopamine. They also disturb basal ganglia. Antipsychotic drug, they're producing Parkinsonism. Drug-induced Parkinsonism. Anti-Parkinson drug, they're producing psychosis. Clear? These two drugs, they are 100% opposite in action. Okay, anti-Parkinsonism drug, increase dopamine. The last one, in frontal brain and in temporal brain, in temporal part, decrease acetylcholine. This is already done in cholinergic agonist system. Decrease acetylcholine in frontal lobe. What the disease here? Alzheimer disease. Alzheimer. Alzheimer disease and Parkinson disease, these are two neurodegenerative diseases. Alzheimer disease and Parkinson. Alzheimer disease, problem with acetylcholine in frontal lobe and problem with acetylcholine in temporal lobe. Okay, not a mixed with psychosis in temporal lobe. Temporal lobe, hippocampus responsible for limbic system. Hippocampus responsible for limbic system and also for memory. But for memory, we're using neurotransmitter. Which neurotransmitter? Acetylcholine. And for limbic system, for emotion and behavior, we're using neurotransmitter dopamine. So both neurotransmitters are different. Okay, both neurotransmitters are different. If acetylcholine deficiency in temporal lobe, it leads to amnesia. If acetylcholine decrease in frontal lobe, it leads to dementia. The drug name we use for Alzheimer disease, cholinergic agonist, rivastigmine, heparin, galantamine, donepezil. And also we use memantine to save the neuron life. This we done Alzheimer disease, we already done. Okay. Till here clear? It's number 6. Number 5. The last group, opioid. CNS, last group, opioid. The pain controlling system. Who know about analgesic system? If you remember neurophysiology, analgesic system, pain controlling, pain suppression system. Start from midbrain. Give you hint. Start from midbrain. In midbrain, which part of CSF system? Cerebral aqueduct. Cerebral aqueduct. Around the aqueduct, we have
Sir,
gray
we
matter.
restart the class.
Okay, restart.